Oh, wow, look at this guy. Oh, hey, how's it going? Tyler Lane here. But a lot's changed in 24 hours. So what do you say we try to catch up, huh? Woo! And just behind me, the Arctic Ocean. Just in front of me, the home field of the Barrel Whalers. Tradition says you win a game on that field, you end up in this water behind us. Finally on the ice here at the Diamond Center. The first time I have been in skates since I want to say 5 years old. Not a lot of ice in the state of Florida, so we're giving it a shot as I go. I think I'm getting the hang of it. Not going to try and move very much because I might bust it next to Wiley here. So yes, I know he's judging me. It's okay. Guys, that temperature is dropping, but as you can probably hear, energy picking up here at Pride Field at the site of Colony High School, the home of the Division II state championship for high school football. Talking about the matchup, the Soldotna Stars just over that way, competing for their third straight title in as many years. The Lathrop Malamutes right next to me, competing for their first since 2022. 6 straight times we've seen these teams compete in this game. 2 fan bases that are starting to fill up the stands that know each other very well at this point. Well, as you can see right now, we've got this lovely windbreak, but I'm going to take a step back here and you might be able to fully grasp just what we're dealing with. If you can hear the wind picking up a little more, thank you to Gladys for giving us this lovely area to have a nice little windbreak, but these are just some of the conditions that these guys are dealing with at the moment, and in certain parts of the trail, the wind's going to be picking up even more than this, maybe even double. And here we are, a rematch of the Valley teams from last year's state championship, now locked in to Championship Saturday. Now coming up in just a little bit, the boys are set to begin. East about to come out of the tunnel here. We'll have more on that and an entire recap of Day 3 in the late edition. Tyler Lane, Alaska's news source. Over time, it's developed into one of the state's best rivalry games. Last night, one of the longest matches we might see the rest of the season. With that intro, we're just going to jump right in. A lot to cover. Ice Dogs in Anchorage to clash with the Wolvies. Anchorage up by 1 in the third period. Here's Ian Christian from the left corner. Are you kidding me? You sunk that? All right, well, we might have to take a look at this again because that was an incredible shot. Let's see. Off the goalie stick, off a Wolverine shoulder, and off the left shoulder of Kai Wagel. Stick bouncing off, man, that's insane. The former Wolverine getting his Ice Dogs back in it, tied up at 1. To overtime now. Let's talk about how Weigel followed this up. This man went through a whole artillery salvo in extras, and yet somehow you can see it, not a single thing touching the back of the net in there. Absolutely incredible. So after all that, we go to shootout. 4 slaps in now, still knotted up at 1. The rest of the way, let's count them off. There's number 1. Number 2, okay, still nothing. 3. Next one, 4. Nothing yet. 5, little poke check, okay. 6, falling down, all right. Number 7, another poke check, still nothing. 8, 9, again, it just keeps going. Number 10, spinning around, still nothing. 11, does anybody want to win this game?
Do the wave, do the wave.
Even from far away, you'll know she's coming.
Nice, beautiful boat.
Her team flying to checkpoints with a blissful jingle.
Welcome to McGrath.
Yeah, what a welcome. I'm so impressed.
Yes.
Over 300 miles into the Iditarod Trail, the dogs that make up Jody Potts Joseph's race roster come and go with some flair, wearing history on their backs.
Everyone just went to work and cranked out some beautiful beaded blankets that are what our people used to put on their dogs as they'd come and go from villages.
Potts Joseph, the first Gwich'in woman to ever run the Iditarod, now sharing a piece of her culture at every stop along the trail. Her lead dogs clad in traditional blankets, handcrafted from those closest to her, like her mom and many more.
Man, I just put this call out on Facebook like in December, and like within 24 hours I had like 30 women that were wanting to make one, and they just love the idea. I don't want to try to say all their names because I don't want to forget one because I'm also sleep deprived.
16 made in total, one for every member of her dog team. And within every fabric, a show of support.
I'm just so incredibly moved and touched by all the work that these women put into it. You know, they also said they put a lot of prayers with every stitch and that I have a safe journey.
As well as lessons she's proud to keep passing down.
And I think for me, that's what it's all about, you know, is like just making sure that our tradition of dog mushing like carries on to the future. I don't want it to die with me. An elder told me once to take care of these dogs like their own family members. And so there's a lot of important lessons and teachings around, you know, caring for a team. You know, me being out here, maybe there's a kid in a village that sees that. All right, straight. Thank you.
Doesn't seem like 30 years ago, does it, guys?
3 decades after Palmer football last earned a championship ring,
1, 2, 3, go!
another, to the shock of everyone, was about to be handed out.
It's been a couple months in the making. Got a lot of people in on it, so that was the challenge, but it was definitely difficult, but we got it done.
Senior Chandler Coleman, a standout lineman at Palmer High School, not talking about the win over Chugiak or even playing on senior night. In fact, I'm sure people are impressed he stayed focused on the game at all, considering what he had planned after.
All right, go ahead and flex real quick. Layla, look at us. I'm gonna check the lighting again. Look at me. Flex for her real quick. Flex, 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 flex. Hey, Layla, can you check his uniform?
Layla, Megan, Buzzer, these last 3 years have been absolutely wonderful, and I've loved every second of it. And I would like to continue that journey with you. Will you marry me?
I had no idea. It's definitely a big surprise. I was a little like weirded out when I'm like, why is there so many people?
I was gonna say, I thought like, so I'm right there with the camera.
Well, I saw you with the camera. I'm like, that's interesting, but it's senior night. Like, who knows?
Actually, Layla, a few people did.
Wait, your mom and dad both know.
Earlier this summer, he called me and he says, "Dad, if I'm going to ask her dad permission to marry her, what kind of things do I say?" And we had a conversation. I said, "Well, let me ask you one thing. If he says no, are you still going to marry her?" He says, "Maybe." I said, "Then you better not ask permission. You better ask for his blessing." And once he had the answer, he put all the work in planning it, had people fly in, photographer. I mean, obviously, you saw the school was involved, so he put a lot of work into it and kept it pretty secret.
Of course, after a couple hours in the trenches and the months of planning that went into this, it seems the honeymoon, along with any wedding plans, are getting a brief rain check. How are you guys celebrating?
That's a good question.
We'll be celebrating tomorrow. I'm gonna go home and sleep. That was a hard-fought game.
Yeah.
Tyler Lane, Alaska's news source.